Thank you. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Brand Innovators. Liz is truly my partner in crime. Whenever I text her, do you have 5 minutes to talk? There's an issue. She texts me back right away. So we're kind of locked in. That's when you know you have a good partnership. So I started IHG about 3 years ago. And when I came in, it was an interesting time. The team had gone through some transitions and restructuring, and I was meeting with stakeholders. And I'm like, tell me about, your experience with the in-house creative team and how's it going? And I heard a lot of feedback. It was very interesting. The light's really bright, so I'm going to move over here a little bit. Design work is inconsistent. The tone of voice is, not resonating with our guests. It's slow. We can't get campaigns out the door. And it was all kind of, stemming from this in-house team. Well, I'm like, something's not right here. I think I need to do a little more digging. So I, was kind of working through with Liz, who's been a great partner, and other stakeholders, and trying to figure out kind of like what's happening here. Well, as I come to find out, the work streams weren't defined. The in-house team was doing some work, the agencies were doing some work, and there wasn't clear defined lanes in terms of who could do what. So there needed to be some balance. So we are starting to take a step back and reevaluate and figure out, like, when you have agencies doing all the work, which, some brands do that and it works really well for them, you then can transition into a place where the work is slow and it's really expensive. And so we knew we couldn't do that and we couldn't maintain that. And then you have your in-house team who is doing some of the work as well, and they're having issues as well in terms of just being overwhelmed and it's too much. And then you throw on top of that brand guidelines were just kind of a loose suggestion, because we were in transition from a master brand look and feel to a new Viz ID. So then I'm going to throw the pandemic on top of that after year one. And it was really a blessing. We were able to reset, and we brought all the work in-house. We shut down all our agency support, and we built an in-house internal team. We figured out what they were really good at and what worked for them, and it was a big step change in how we went to market. We were quicker, we were more efficient, the brand tone of voice was in line, we had some in-house designers who knew the brands working really well together, and this transition helped. So then we get budgets back, and I'm fast forwarding through. There was a lot of like really icky stuff that happened in between here, okay? And we transition into bringing agencies back on. And I think what really worked well is Liz and I were able to partner and figure out the right agencies for the right work. And that again helped us define lanes of work for the in-house team to do really well, get some wins, have some success, and then the agencies to be successful. Because we were, quite frankly, having issues with agencies, like them not landing because the work was not in the right place for them. Then we get a new master brand. And what I'd love to show you right now is some work that we have been doing as a creative team. It kind of shows you the hybrid model that we've set up for the team as well. And then I'll share just kind of like what I feel are my keys to success for this hybrid model that we've been able to work within. Do the video.
At IHG Hotels and Resorts, we're in the business of you.
So it's certainly been a journey and it's been a lot of fun, but I think there have been really some keys to getting us to where we are right now. We really figured out what the in-house team was capable of, leaned into those strengths, and we put work streams in place to make sure that that team is doing that work and doing it really well and has the tools to do that. And the second component of that is giving them freelance support. We needed freelance support. Our in-house team is small and nimble. And as you know, with many of you at big brands, it's hard to get FTEs. So we leaned into freelance support, and I'm going to give a plug to We Are Rosie. They've been an amazing partner to us. And it's a one-to-one relationship. We manage that team. They are part of the internal team. And that has been a key to success in terms of speed and talent, because they've supplied us with great talent and then we manage that talent, and my team does an amazing job managing that talent. They're sitting over there. I want to call them out because I couldn't do any of this without them. We couldn't do any of this without them because they really, pump out the work. We've done as an in-house team more work than we've ever done before, which has been a tremendous journey for us. And then I would, say the freelance support for your in-house team. So 2 keys. And then the third key really is leaning into agencies and finding the right partnership. And again, not all agencies, they kind of feel like they can do everything, and some of them absolutely can. But I feel like we've had better success picking agencies that we know can do the right work for the right project, and we get better creative results. Now, that's just us. That's not for everyone, but I feel it's important to share kind of where we've been on our journey. And thank you, Liz. Thank you, Brent, Innovators, again, for having me. And I'd like to thank my team because they're absolutely rock stars. So
Thank you, Tanya. So obviously, you got a good glimpse of how it all comes to life. And as Tanya said, I also have team members in here who I couldn't do everything that we do without them. They work so collaboratively as an integrated team with creative services, with paid media team, and with all of our cross-functional teams. And so it's really critical in the relationships that we have and the trust that we've built. But love how it all comes to life and seeing it in action. So with that, again, I hope that you, yes, Mark. Yes, yeah, absolutely. I don't know, you tell us. We're on your schedule. Yes. While we bring Tanya back up, let me go ahead and introduce the other rock star from our team for today. It's Katie Harris, who will be our hostess with the mostest. She is our MC, who will help us make sure that we are on track and introducing all the speakers as well. So questions for Tanya? Mark has one.
So many brands and being global, so many stakeholders, franchisees and company owned. So as a brand, what is your secret to digital asset management? Thousands of pieces of creative to manage that.
We're on a bit of a journey with that. We have established like templates and toolkits, not only with a master brand loyalty program, and then, we're on a journey for the stay brands as well to establish these templates and toolkits so that we can create that consistency and then we can share it globally. We're about to launch a pilot for a content platform called Content Symphony. Dentsu is actually the agency that's helping us with that. And it's actually a content tool that you can go in and, we'll have templates established, and then you can go in and then curate creative within these templates, photography, change copy, design modules. And so we're in the process of establishing that. I will share with you prior to this, like we've had it set up in SharePoint and between my team and Liz's team, we help manage, our global partners, produce the content within the templates that are there. There is a way to do it without a platform, but we feel like a platform is the way of the future. We're continually trying to evolve and reach.
And you also mentioned that while you were going through the process, launched a new brand, and I was curious what brand that was, and how do you launch a new brand from bottom up? I mean, pretty awesome task.
Yes, well, I mean, it was partly, master brand. We launched new Viz ID for master brand. We've had our recent loyalty launch as well. And then we've had Voco and Vinyl and Atwell. Yes. So, you know what? I really can't tell you how we do it. You just do it. There was no secret sauce there, I guess is what I'll say.
Okay, next question. Julie Saxon, IBM Weather Channel. You were talking about FTEs and contractors, and I'm sure many of us are in the midst of 2023 planning, budgeting, fun exercises. I'm curious, is it it's a lot easier to get contractors, but are they able to understand your brand, and do you have them long enough to be able to kind of do that work that has them have that essence of the brand and what you're trying to convey?
So what we did, and really my team, Casey Rosenbaum, I'm going to call you out because she established an onboarding process for all of the freelancers. And Rosie's been a great partner in this too. They have their own IHG playbook that they maintain. But for us, we bring them into the team. We onboard them for a full week in terms of Viz ID, master brand guidelines, how our department works, introduce them to our stakeholders and who we work with. And then we have a daily stand-up that they are integrated into.
How long?
The stand-up,
Yeah.
it ranges, like some days is an hour, some days is 30 minutes.
Okay, but it's daily. I'm just curious because sometimes getting people to understand
Right.
your company takes so much work, and then the contractors are
Yeah.
gone.
And then,
sometimes, so
and we
it's
did have
confusing.
in the beginning, we had a little bit of turn and we're like, oof, how do we keep them? How do we keep them? We found that integrating them into the team, keeping them engaged daily. And look, we pay them for that half hour that they're not designing or copywriting. They're part of our team. So we found that has really helped and our turnover rate has dropped significantly.
Do you all have any thoughts on it over there?
Oh, Casey, can you?
The more skin in the game that they feel like they have, the more that they're going to invest themselves. And so daily comms, we use a lot of ad hoc agile processes, use teams, we're all chatting throughout the day. We're pairing people up based on their skill set, based on the project. And so, they're really, I think they're really invested. And we've had some of the same partners for going on 2 years, which is very remarkable. So I think we've also established a culture where they feel safe working with us. We do internal reviews. We expose them to stakeholders when it's appropriate. And what's great about We Are Rosie is that these people live all over the country. So we're getting a really great diverse people, and the work is just continues to improve.
Yeah, I would say too, we have something called Collab, which our creative director established. So it's a working creative session with the freelance team and staff, and it works really well because they have a voice. Like we're not just handing over feedback and saying go make these changes. We want to hear why they did what they did. We let them explain their design process or why they were writing the copy the way they're writing it.
Hey, Tanya.
Hey.
Brent Hurd. Question I had for you on the creative side. How much time do you spend on, there's technology companies now that are sort of helping companies see results from a creative standpoint, and in some cases even creating creative based on what sort of modeling the back end, companies like VidMob and others. Are you using organizations like that to help with performance on the creative, or can you just talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely are. I mean, we have brand studies that happen that Liz's team leads, and she can probably speak a little bit more about that. Her team sets that up and puts, kind of the parameters for the analytics in place, and then the feedback comes to us, and then we do action on it from there. I'd say it's probably less than you think in terms of, us reacting to what, those types of company that are getting immediate feedback. We're pretty clear directionally where we're going, what we want to say at this point in time from a leadership perspective. So I'd say it's more tweaks, it's little adjustments.
Yeah, it just really depends on the campaign as well. I mean, we have a great in-house paid media team. I see some of our team members over here as well that give us real-time insights of what, typically we want to optimize, as well as we do have, I mean, we work with our, of course, all of our brand new studies across channels.
Yeah, I was just always curious in terms of, the brand has its direction from a creative perspective, and these technology companies have come into market. And the question I've always had is, will the brands actually ever take direction, because the brands have their own personality, from these software companies that are driving, what creative should look like? And so in my mind, I'm always thinking, is that ever going to occur sort of at grand scale?
I mean, I think every brand, I mean, I can speak to how we work, across our 17 brands and our master brand, is we're always looking for insights and understanding what we can do to better optimize, to be relevant, to have customer insights. So we look at all of our partners to provide those to us as well. So any brand that doesn't listen, I think will become quickly outdated and irrelevant in the marketplace. So hopefully you're not finding a lot of that. Certainly when you work with us, we listen.
Thank you.
All right. Any other? Yes. Oh.
First off, thank you so much. Process of adopting something.
I mean, I can take the first part, and I'm sure Tanya has some thoughts on it as well. I mean, we trial and error a lot. We fail fast, we learn, we optimize. We try to understand where the pain points are as it creates operational issues, either with resources or just technology. And sometimes we say, you know what, that just doesn't work. We tried it, and we tried it for an X period of time, and let's just move on and try something else. As well as, as we work across so many cross-functional teams. IHG is a big organization, but a great organization. And that's where as I was even talking about, relationships are so critical for us, is to understand how, when we're trying to introduce something new, how it impacts every single team, how we try to make the case for change and help them understand why we're doing what we're doing. And then sometimes it's like with anything, whether it's a new team or new technology or new platform, you're in that storming where things are just like chaotic. Then you kind of get into norming, and then you kind of get into that performing. And so you just kind of have to write it out. But that's, we take it day by day, really, and try to figure out what works.
Sure. I mean, I'll just add to that. I mean, like Liz said, I mean, things get bumpy for sure. And I think we fail fast, and we react even faster, to try and fix what we need to fix. I will say, in terms of adoption, it's going to be in the training and setting up for success, like the team that's using it. Once teams see success happen, then it's easier to get everyone on board. So we'll start small and then expand in terms of adoption for this new content platform. And I would say collaboration, just culturally, I feel like we're very lucky at IHG that we collaborate really well. And people don't get territorial about owning certain things. Like, we're all in it together. We really and truly are. And I came from the entertainment industry, which is not the case. So this has been, just a breath of fresh air for me personally. And that's culturally, like, that is really a hallmark for our teams.
I mean, when you think about who we are as a company, we're, about hospitality and true hospitality. And that is for how we work with one another, how we work with our owners. We put that into action every day. Now we have a great lineup of speakers today. I'm looking forward to learning from everyone. And I will be back at the end to wrap things up. So hopefully you can stay with us throughout the day. We'll have lunch. But if you can't, we are recording this. So if you miss anything, have it on Brand Innovators website later. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Katie. Thank you all.